There is no doubt they are blessed with a very valuable natural resource here in DeSoto Parish. They're just concerned about the consequences that come with it. And take a look at this behind me. This is a perfect example of why you don't try to pass a road when it is flooded. An elderly man had to be rescued earlier today. Now, Chief Gary Hawthorne joins us now. You are part of this rescue effort here. Tell us what happened. All right, thank you very much, Chief Hawthorne. Now, authorities here are saying if you don't have to get out, if you don't have anywhere to go, let the water ease a little bit before you try and make it any further. Bartenders will be keeping a watchful eye over their customers, and they're taking extra measures to make sure none of them hit the road drunk. Eyebowl officials estimate as much as $25 million could be pumped into the local economy from the game, and that's good news for local businesses. The only place you're really seeing any water is right here along the curb, but earlier today this was not the place to be. We talked to several drivers who say that in just a matter of minutes, this road right here went from being just a little bit wet to completely covered in about 1.5 feet of water. Some of the highest water was on Saline Ridge Road in Arcadia. 75-year-old Charles Harris tried to drive through it and could have lost his life.
He really got in some trouble because he was right in the heart of where the swiftest water was.
Dashcam video from a Bienville Sheriff's Department patrol car shows firefighters' efforts to save Harris, whose truck was stalled in the rushing water.
We could drive the truck out so far, but we could only go, a little over halfway, and then myself and another firefighter got on some safety ropes, walked out into the swift water with tag lines on us, and then let a rope down to the man with life jacket and secured him in that.
Firefighters knew Harris probably couldn't stand up too long before the water knocked him off his feet, but he held his breath.
He did go underwater for a little while. His head stayed underwater while we was pulling him in.
Rescue workers checked Harris out. His body temperature was low, but other than that, he's okay.
I thank all them for helping me get out of this.
As quickly as the waters came, they receded, but they left behind some damage, so much so that Fred's and Brookshire's had to close their doors.
We just have to do without some things.
Sheila Vernon needed a few last-minute items, but that won't be happening. Much of Arcadia's retail strip had several inches of water in it.
Water going across both sides of the streets, and it was pretty bad on me this morning. So I had to turn around. I didn't go to work.
Robert and Shirley Mewborn's quiet morning coffee routine turned into a chaotic mess.
Everything peaceful and quiet, and suddenly this horrible, horrible commotion in the dining room.
That's when Shirley saw it.
I said, oh dear God, there's a deer. It's a deer.
The deer was rampaging through their house, so Shirley hightailed it out the front door. Her husband ran for a gun.
It scared me at first because I never encountered it, and then when he charged me, I was standing up, I was ready for it, and he had his head down, them horns sticking right straight out, and I sidestepped him just before he got to me, and he run in here, and I run in that bedroom and got the rifle, and taking care of business.
He shot the deer by his granddaughter's bed and has no regrets.
I'm a red-blooded American, and in my home, it's my castle. It don't matter if it's just a frame house. It don't matter if it ain't well insulated. It's still my castle, and I'll defend it. I'll die for it.
So what do you do after you kill a deer inside your own house?
My son and my neighbor came, and they got the deer loaded up into his truck. He went to the processing plant.
Shirley loves venison, but she's not quite ready to sit down to this meal.
It'll be a while before I want to eat any or cook any of it. I'll have to get reconciled first.
Up top tonight, an argument at a house in the Highland neighborhood sends a man to the hospital with stab wounds. Chinese police have arrested 42 people accused of being involved in a trafficking ring.
The cold and rainy conditions.
I have never been so cold before in my life, and I ended up looking like a drowned rat. Residents of Samoa continue to clean up in the aftermath of Tuesday's tsunami that devastated the nation's coastline. If you're in need of a swine flu shot and don't have a lot of time to stand in long lines, we've got a solution. Most we spoke with are taking what happened in stride. There's damage, but no one was hurt. Just after 1 p.m., investigators responded to the emergency room at Willis Knight North after a woman. For many, they are now facing tough decisions. Do they ride it out to the end or take buyout offers from General Motors? From manufacturing to the food business, Dean Richardson says starting a new career in his 50s isn't easy, but he enjoys